Okay, my lovely peeps. Let's check this out again. We're back for part 3 of the Anu temple, because these are Januses or Anus, and they're looking in 2 different directions through the sideways face. Most of them don't have any writing, don't have faces, don't have drawings. I'd say that might be because they're the supreme god. Anu was the supreme god. The Sumerians did not know much about Anu. They just knew he was the supreme god. Just like the Romans themselves didn't know much about Janus or even their own gods, because these gods came from much earlier times. They brought them with them. They always had them, and so they were not the ones who invented them. Could these possibly be constellations that are in the sky at this because this is a month? Could these be constellations that are in the sky at a certain time of year? And this as well, these are all constellations. That might be my guess. Because otherwise it seems a bit random that you've got scorpion, you've got bird. It's like a constellation of birds. There's the scorpion in the sky. There's these other things. Perhaps in that direction there, like right that direction there. Which way the Janus is looking. Again, it's hard to see what we're looking at here. It's got the fingers just like Easter Island, so I'm not sure about the datings and all this. It's for me, it's a bit problematic. Easter Island is an attempt to do this, but in Easter Island it's more like Min statues or moon statues. But I suppose these are the same things. This could be Anu, the supreme god, I suppose. Tadpoles. You see this in America as well. So there's a very strong American connection. So does the connection actually go back to 10,000 BC? Is it a lot earlier than what we thought? And if that's the case, what about the superior chemistry we see because you see these snakes going down. You see this there's one in Nigeria, and there's lots of them in America on the Inca stones. So those Inca stones are not 500. Those are not like 1500 AD. They're a bit older than that. So these people, do they have alchemy as well? There's so many questions. But because the pillars look in one direction with one eye and the other direction with the other eye, I thought, okay, is Anu a bird? No, Anu is not a bird. She was a Mesopotamian sky god. However, a similar sounding entity, the Anzu bird, was a monstrous bird from Mesopotamian mythology, and a Celtic goddess named Anu or Danu was associated with the land, was sometimes depicted with a bird motif. So the answer is maybe, because what else but a bird has an eye on each side of its head? So was Anu a bird? And that got me thinking, the famous mistress of animals, or whatever the hell you want, Anzu, of animals. It looks like a lion's face on a bird, a belly like a pig or something, and he's holding 2 animals, but notice they're pointing in 2 different directions. So is this motif actually Anu? And are all these motifs actually Anu, the supreme god? Because only Anu or Janus can look out from 2 opposite directions, which is exactly what these 2 deer are doing. So this is actually a Trinity. Do you see what's going on? They've represented Anu, but that's not Anu. The whole thing is Anu, because in the Stone Age there was a Trinity, the triple goddess. Now Anu's a man, but sometimes he's a woman. In Ireland it's a woman. This is a Trinity, the triple goddess, Anu, or triple god. And this is another way of representing what's at Gobeckli TEPE. Let's look at another one. 600 BC. So what's going on here is, yes, it's a bird. Look at the wings. It's a bird. Artemis. So it's Emmy. It's Emmy. Instead of Anu, it's Emmy. And a bird looking in each direction. There's something going on there, I do think the swastika is an old symbol of a pyramid, by the way. What else would it be? Right, and again, the American connection. So is the American connection 10,000 BC, or is it newer? In this case, it's snakes. Birds and snakes go together in mythology. And they're pointing downwards, like those downward tadpoles we saw at Gobeckli TEPE. So he's holding onto them. So there's something... In this case, they're not tadpoles. They seem to be snakes, or they might be tadpoles, because notice there is actually a bit of a wave there. That's interesting. Yeah. Anyone who doesn't think there's transatlantic contact, I mean, I don't get those people. I just don't get them. Longman at Wilmington. We have the same bloke in England. There's a bit of a P drawn on him, which is slightly erased. You can see that there. It's been erased by people over time, maybe in the Victorian era. Oh. Now, we've made a video that he's actually a hill giant, because there's a big hill around him, and he's a hill giant depicted on the hill. So, like Gobeckli TEPE, it's got to be on a height. So, the word an was a height, meant a height. Okay, there's something there. What? An amphitheatre? An enclosure? What is... a road? What's this? Most interesting. And he's inside a natural amphitheatre on this hill as well, which is interesting as well. I find that most interesting. Let's look at some more pictures of this goddess, because I'm proposing this is the goddess Anu. So let's go. Let's look at some more. It's a triple goddess. They're biting into it. So it's showing that they're joined up. They're sort of interlinked. Look, it's like a Celtic knot. And in fact, is this the origin of the Celtic knot, an abstract way of depicting the triple goddess, or Anu, the supreme leader, the supreme god, as everything. This is everything. It's the animals and the birds joined together. Because this is almost twisted together like a knot, and that's biting that, and that's the tails are knotting up almost. Is that what a Celtic knot is? Another way of writing it, a triple goddess, a Chaldean knot. There's the Anzu, the giant bird, or whatever it is. Looks like you know what? It's kind of a dinosaur, isn't it? Is that not a dinosaur? Chicken legs. But a big beefy body with feathers and wings. There's a link between dinosaurs and mammals that's not being discussed. Because humans are very dinosaur-like with the forward eyes. Like this creature has the forward eyes. Even though it's a bird. And the kangaroo as well, the monotremes. So facing two different directions, it's the supreme. Surely these are Anu representations. What other god could you say that these are? Okay, another staff god holding. It's hard to see what's going on there. It's almost Chinese, that one. Chavin crown. Who knew the Chavins had a crown? So the Chavins are the pre-Incas, by the way. And the Chavin stuff looks a bit more European, as we've shown. We've shown Chavin pottery, and it has the heads on top, sort of like the Baltic pottery. So there's the long skull link from the from the Black Sea. Again, it's a staff god. This time the snakes are pointing upwards. Yeah. Possibly the moon phase ear. See previous videos. That's my sources, previous videos. You want to know what I'm talking about? Previous videos. Hard to tell what's going on there. It's like the Italian fasces. It's very similar to that, isn't it? It's like a bundle of whatever. It's a bundle of stuffs. Clearly these are fasces. And a massive, massive headdress. Very elaborate indeed. On the stamp shows clearly what they think it is, or what some people think it is. The god of symmetry. Is the god of symmetry the god Anu of Gobeckli TEPE? And this is why this staff god is worldwide, or the symmetry god is worldwide, because they've had 10,000 years to travel the world. to take it everywhere, haven't they? 12,000 years. Hope you've enjoyed. So, conclusion, is the Symmetry staff god / mistress of animals actually Anu? Clearly Anu, because Anu is the only god who can face two different directions. This is obviously a triple god. They're all a god. He's not someone who's captured these things. They're part of him. The snake was a sacred animal. This is part of the system. This is the god as well. That's not the god and that's not. They're all the god. This is the sacred system, the triple, the three pyramids at Giza, as in my pyramids book. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this look. We see another representation of Anu from Gobeckli TEPE around the planet, guys. Around the planet. I don't want the video to end. That's how good this video is, guys. See you in the comments. Can't wait to read all about it. Give your thoughts, your theories. I want to see people giving their theories as well about some of my videos, because all I ever see from skeptics is some piffy little videos. There's been a few hate videos as well, which only get 1 or 2 viewers. There's also but no one really deeply analyzes my stuff. It's just people either love it, or they think it's really interesting, or they hear one thing that hasn't been taught to them and they say it can't be right and they switch off. Now, what do you think? Cheerio, guys. I love you so much.